Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is the Narcissistic Resistance, and this resistance video is sponsored by contribution from Chantel, and here is her story. Hi, Ollie. I've been watching you for a while now, and I'm so thankful for your channel and amazing insight. I have many stories to share with you about my experience with my ex. Not that I really consider him a real ex and father of my son, but I'll just start with small stories at a time. This one is more relevant as to what led up to and what is going on now. I am curious as to what your opinion is at the end of my recording. By the way, we haven't been together since I was 4 months pregnant, and only after about 6 months of dating this awful person I realized how insidious these people can be. I don't know how people do it for years and years. I can't wait to share more of this crazy story. I don't have much to send you as I'm a single mother, but I will continue to send something with each story. I'm so grateful to have found you. I could talk to you for days about my whole story with this guy. I appreciate any advice or insight you have. I am so sorry about your personal past, but I have to say it has made you turn misery into your ministry and are really blessed, all us survivors out here. You have an amazing gift of discernment. May God bless you, Ollie. Looking to your response and sharing more of my story with you. Also, the father has never had my son overnight, nor asked for him, and is not asking for him overnights in the visitation order, except Thanksgiving and Christmas, which I am fighting. I believe he is only asking for overnights around those holidays to hurt me at the end of the day. He won't even take him, I bet. Last Christmas, he never even got his son a gift. His reliability in taking our son when he says he will is literally about 40%. This will make sense with the recording. Okay, so there's an audio recording attached.
Hi, Ollie. So there's so much that I could go into, but I'll kind of give it in pieces because it's a long story when you put it all together. So I'll just start with I have my son. When he was first born, he had trouble breathing, and he was rushed to a hospital about an hour and a half away from me in St. Pete. And I had a C-section, so I was unable to go with him. So I didn't even hold my son until the second day when I was released from the hospital.
Wait. They released you after a C-section after 2 days? That's weird.
And his father was on paternity leave and barely showed up. I have the original hospital logs. I kept everything for evidence from the very beginning because I knew there was going to be problems down the road. So after barely being there, basically telling me it's my fault, I did something during the pregnancy to cause this, which my OB confirmed to me that I had nothing to do with me. He was enraged when I took him home from the hospital because he wasn't there to kind of control the situation, which he knew I was going to be the one taking him home, so I have no idea why he was so angry.
You have no idea why? I mean, he's both your child. I mean, you don't think he would want to be there? Like, I mean, I hope you realize, and I hope you realize that this is both your child. That, you know, it has to be a 50-50 type of deal here. And it seems like you're kind of just dismissing him right offhand. I mean, I'm kind of scratching, like, you already grabbed the visitation logs? I hope there's some explanation here. So, let's keep going.
Come to find out, he was telling everybody, all of his girlfriends and his phone, that I was a bad mother and I was this and I was that and I caused this horrible problem in our son, just all this crazy stuff.
I don't know what the problem is. I don't know what kind of respiratory problem it is, so I am not blaming you. So it's hard to, I don't know where you would Because if it's just some respiratory problem, I mean, how do you blame that on the mother? But narcissists can do that.
That's another story I got to tell you about. But anyways, so he had this breathing issue even after he left the hospital, and it wasn't as severe, but I didn't know much about it until I took him home. I'm a first-time parent, so it was a lot of, trial and error. And so I'm rushing him in to try and find a specialist that he could go to talk about this, and we finally made an appointment. After giving me hell about who are you taking him to, where is he going, and why is that a good doctor, the whole thing, just every time he could make a conflict there, he would. He never even shows up to the doctor's appointment. What a surprise.
Wait a minute. Your child, both of yours child here, has a medical issue. So he's asking questions about the doctor, why they're good, and you're giving him pushback on that? He has a right to know. I hope this isn't going where I fear it's going with this. I hope I'm not being set up for something here.
Fast forward a little bit. I wouldn't let him go with his father alone until he had his surgery. He ended up having surgery on his nose. At his 2 month birth, 2 months old. After that.
Wait a minute, what? Wait a minute, you wouldn't let him, what? Why do you get to make that decision? So you're just making all these decisions, whether he should be there when the child gets home, whether he should even know what the medical condition is, who the doctor is, what the qualifications are. You're not allowed to even take him? My fear, this is how you get alienated from your child very early on. I hope that's not what's going on here.
And I knew my son was okay. I started letting him go to his father's house for a few hours here and there, like maybe twice a week.
He has rights. You do understand he has rights as a father. You do understand that. You do understand that you're not the arbiter. I can't believe you sent this to me.
To work as well, because I needed to. And we had problems with child support. All of a sudden he was saying, we were trying to work everything outside of court. And next thing I know, the first time he's supposed to give me a considerable amount of money, he texts me that he wants to do a DNA test. Mind you, he's had no problems claiming the child. He signed the birth certificate. He sat there in the hospital and held him. Never expressed anything. Now when it's time to give me money, now he wants to do a DNA test. So that...
Well, to be very honest with you, the way you're withholding visitation from him and wanting money but kind of wanting to keep it out of the court just basically tells me you want to get money from him and not let him see his child. That's why I think you want to keep it out of the court, to be very, very honest with you. And with the way you're acting, to be very frank, the way you're acting after 4 months you were together, it's not like you guys knew each other that long. Before I get locked into paying child support on this, before I'm going to take on this behemoth, I'd want to make sure that the child was mine as well.
Aggravated me, so he was holding money over my head. I said, I can't do this. I need to just go and file child support because I'm not going to fight with this man.
That's
for his
fine.
Son.
Then that's good. Then let the court handle it. But with child support also comes orders of visitation that have to be adhered to.
who needs to go and see a specialist. I needed this money for the baby, not for myself. So I had to wait, you know.
So you wanted his money to take the child to the specialist, but you didn't want to let him be a part of who the specialist was, or what was going on, or what the specialist qualifications were? Is that what you're trying to say?
Another 2 weeks for the test results to come back, just so that he would help me out financially. And fast forward a little bit, he's had the baby, and he's giving me hell about, you know, we'd make a schedule, and then he wouldn't keep it because he'd have to work all of a sudden, or his schedule would come out and they'd put him on the schedule for that day, and he'd want to rearrange the entire week, and I'd be like, you know, sometimes I would do it, and then it just got to the point where I was like, I can't do this. What is the point of having a schedule if we don't stick to it? Like,
well, if his work schedule changes, if he's actually working and you're withholding visitation because of his actual job, that is really a shitty fucking thing to do. That is really horrific. Okay, you want his money, he's got to work to get it, but you don't want to work around his schedule for the visitation? And then you want to get all clutch your pearls that he wants the DNA to make sure before he takes on this behemoth to make sure it's really his child. I can't believe you sent this in to me.
I can't live like that. I need to have a reliable father.
Well, this is the father you have. Whether you can live, see, I can't live like that. I can't live like that. Well, what about what's best having your child having their father in their life? Maybe you're going to have to, because you had a child with this man, okay? You have to, it ain't about you. It's about your son. And don't tell me that all your decisions have been about your son, about protecting him. Bullshit. I don't buy that. I don't buy that one bit.
You know, a reliable source of help so that I can go to work. You know, it's not easy when you're a single parent. And of course he didn't seem to get that. It was all about him. So if I told him no, I couldn't adjust the schedule for obvious reasons. You know, I didn't have daycare yet. My family was helping me watch the baby when they were able to. They all worked full time. My sister's in school, you know, nursing school. I mean, it just wasn't that easy. And I tried to explain this to him, and he didn't want to understand it. It didn't matter. I finally told him, I'm going to stick to the schedule. This is what we're going to do. What days would you like? He picked his days. And we started, you know, we were going to start on a new schedule come January 1st. And lo and behold, right before January 1st, like a couple days before, this was in 2016, he tells me his schedule came out, can we rearrange the schedule again? And I told him, I can't do that. You know, I already told you, I'm sorry that you can't watch him this upcoming Sunday and Wednesday on your days, but I can't keep rearranging the schedule. Like, you know, I went into the whole thing again. I wasted so much energy. And finally, he actually, after threatening me since I was pregnant that he was going to take full custody of this child, because he just wanted to manipulate me into not filing child support, he wanted to manipulate me into doing whatever he wanted, he texts me and he says, you know what, I'm just going to take you to court. You can go ahead and just keep him, and you're not going to get a dime from me. And I had never felt so much relief in my life, because I was contemplating on not letting him see the baby, but I never wanted to be that person, that mother, you know.
Why? You've been that person right up until now. See, I think this is what this is why this happens. Okay, is to you're provoking him to get this reaction out of him. Obviously, he's not running around and partying. It's because of his job has an odd schedule. Okay, but when you get like that, when the father finally says, you know what, fuck this, I'm just going to sue for custody myself because I might as well, it's because he can see where this ordeal is going. He's going to have his chain yanked by you for the next 18 years, right? Right? But at the same time, you'll want his money, but you won't work with him to see his child so he can pay you the money you want. Right? Does that about sum it up? And then you want to wonder why he's getting frustrated and upset. To be fair to everybody, so everybody knows, okay? I started this video a couple days ago and got even madder. I'm like, let me just walk away. Take a couple days and try it again and see, maybe maybe I'm reading it wrong, maybe I'm coming from it from a different perspective. I'm not.
I look down on mothers who keep their children away from their fathers for reasons of money or things like that.
You're doing it.
But I never understood how a narcissistic relationship could be until I was in one. And I didn't recognize it because of some narcissism in my own family, which then it brought light to all of that. But anyways, I'll go into that later. So I said to him, that's absolutely fine. I said, you do what you gotta do. I don't need anything from you, but I have already started the paperwork on child support, so you're gonna be paying me whether you like it or not.
I thought you were relieved. Wait. I thought you were relieved that he said that you weren't going to get any money. You were relieved that he was going to walk it away. So it is about the money. Which is fine. He should pay his child support. But you obviously are going to give him a problem with visitation, with everything involving this child's life.
As a father, and just have your lawyer contact me moving forward. That was December 31st, 2016. It is now December 2017. The first 3 months, from about January to March, he tried to contact me in every way possible. He, after a few weeks, he tried to contact me through my parents. They didn't respond back to him. They're very supportive of me like that. He tried to contact me through email. He went on my Facebook. I had to block this man from everything.
Because you guys were having a custody dispute. Did he threaten you? Was he physically violent? Was there anything going on? You decided to ghost with his child for a year? Not respond to him? Block him because you were having a custody issue. I don't know where you think you get your entitlement from. I really don't.
So then he started showing up at my house. And one night, I was up with my son for hours and hours. We didn't go to bed until 5:30 in the morning. He was so sick. I continued to struggle with my son with breathing issues around January and February. So now I'm back to the beginning, he's not sleeping well at night. It was a nightmare. Food allergies were popping up out of nowhere that I wasn't aware of, all this stuff. So needless to say, we had a really bad night, and 8:30 in the morning, I hear this knock at the door, and the doorbell ringing, it was pretty loud. The only reason why I got up to answer is because I didn't want the baby to wake up. So I go to answer the door, I don't recognize who it is, and all of a sudden it's him, standing there with the phone in my face, with the camera on, thinking that I didn't know he was recording me, I guess. No hi, hello, nothing, just, can I see him is the first thing that he says to me. Can I see him? And as disgusted as I was, having 3 hours of sleep at that moment, I said, we've had 3 hours of sleep, this is not the time to do this, I don't know. And I shut
I guarantee you it's never the time to do this with you, because if it wasn't going to be a food allergy or a breathing problem, it was going to be something, because you're going to make this as inconvenient as possible. Right? Because you're not giving me the whole story. There's more to this story. Clearly. You are a grade A parental alienator. Trying to use, I hate parental alien, I hate women to do that. You ain't gaslighting me. You're not fooling me with this. How dare you?
Door on him. And then I went to look at our emails because I thought maybe there's something, maybe he's trying to be, I don't know, maybe he's remorseful or whatever. He proceeds to make it like it's my fault that he's not seeing his son. First of all,
you are blocking him from everything. So how is it not your fault? He's not. I still haven't heard a fucking reason why he can't see his kid, other than his work schedule is too inconvenient for you. This is awful. This is awful. You are fucking horrendous. Everything I hate about women who do this. You are everything, and then you're going to turn around and be like, I hate women who alienate, and then go ahead and do it. I have an amazing gift of discernment. Funny you didn't think I would discern your bullshit.
And that, his son misses him. And
who gets out of the hospital after 2 days and after a C-section? Your story hasn't been making sense from the get-go.
And that all this manipulation emotionally. And then I responded without thinking, early in the morning. I said, never be my wish that your son wouldn't see you, but we would have to talk before we worked anything out. And thinking back on that, I should have never emailed him. But I'm glad that I at least said something, because after that, I saw all his true colors. He blew me up on email within an hour of, two hours or so. There was 5 emails of okay, well, can I see him? Okay, I'm gonna be in your.
He wants to see his kid. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Oh, you awful woman. You're just awful. You're just awful.
Between 6 and 7, and I'll come by and see him after that. First of all, I have told this man so many times, 7 o'clock is way too late for a 6-month-old to be up. He would go to bed at 5 or 6. I tell him so many times. Second of all, you're not going to be coming in my house, And third of all, no one even told you. I didn't tell him I forgave him. I didn't tell him it was okay. I didn't tell him.
Wow, so it's about you. Here we are. Here we are. Here we are, you selfish narcissist. It's about you. I didn't tell you it's okay. I didn't tell you I forgave you. Well, fuck you. You knew the guy for 4 months and got pregnant. Where do you get off? Where do you get off? Where do you get your fucking balls?
We're going to work anything out. It was just it was back to the demanding, and, there was no remorse.
Demanding from the person that won't let him see his own child. Brat. You're a brat. You're a spoiled brat.
There was no apology. So I let the emails go on and on and on. And he kept coming to my house. and I would have to, like, I would go hide or just, not answer the door and be quiet. And I said, this is enough. I need to at least respond to him and let him know not to come to my house anymore. So I finally did that, and he said that he wouldn't.
Mind you, she knew to keep the visitation logs right from the beginning. She knew to grab those. They wouldn't let her see the child because of the C-section until she left. But she knew to grab the fucking visitation logs, didn't she? But no, you weren't setting them up for all of this. And you think you're going to twist me into it? No. You better hope I don't find this dude. Because I will help him any way I possibly can.
He wouldn't come. Well, fast forward a couple months. He always stays away for a little bit, and then he comes back again. And he starts leaving messages on my door.
Yeah, you want to know why we do that? You want to know why you go away and you come back? Because you can't take the fucking pain. You can't see your own kid. You can't talk to you. You can't take it. You can't take the gaslighting. You can't take being stood there and lied to by someone like you who knows you're, whatever it is, you're after revenge or money or whatever it is. It's about you, not your child. So you have to I need to get away. I need to get away. But you can't stay away from your kid naturally. So you keep trying, and you run into narcissistic, selfish, parental alienators like you and my ex-wife and my parents who just fucking cut you down every time. And you have the balls to come to me with this bullshit. Thinking you're gonna incorporate, are you insane? You think you kiss my ass in a preamble a little. Probably your whole fucking act is to bat your eyelashes and get your way. Not with me, Cupcake. Not with me, Pumpkin. You're horrible. You're horrible.
Or written to my son, mind you. Such as, I miss my baby boy. I love you, son. I want to hug you. One note said, I'll be back every day to see my son. It was just very, intimidating, backing me into a corner, that whole type of thing.
You realize this channel exists because of my daughter. Is a testament to my daughter. Are you fucking, what are you? This is what we have to do when you're alienated. You monster. Oh, and I walked away from this video the first time.
I ignored it for a while, and then the hurricane came through, the Irma that we were all kind of nervous about, and so it kind of broke up all of that. And by the way, it's funny how his note said that he'd be by every day, and he came by maybe a total of, 5 times, maybe 7 in a matter of a few weeks.
Wow.
This man did not come by every day.
Wow, 7 times.
Because it wasn't convenient for him.
It wasn't convenient. Maybe he was working. There was a hurricane. It would set. You're awful. You're just awful.
Okay. So, finally, it took him another month, about a month and a half to file court paperwork. Now, it took this man 9 months after all of his other shenanigans didn't work. He was getting the silent treatment from me. He wasn't getting any response. Only thing I responded to was the first email that I sent him and the second one saying, do not come to my home ever again, uninvited and unannounced, especially to video record me. And that was it. So
yeah, because he was trying to get evidence of you alienating him, which you obviously are, which you clearly are.
Oh, I got the court paperwork, and now all of a sudden, he emails me the other day. So I'm filling out the court paperwork. I'm aware of it, and I'm kind of glad because I just want to get this crap over with and make it official, and that way he has to stick to his schedule and blah, blah, blah. So anyways, I guess he thought that that was going to make me talk to him. But I just continued on with the process like we had planned. And then I get an email from him the other day. And it pops up on my phone. And it says something about being important. And I thought to myself, I'm not going to check this. There's nothing that he possibly has to say to me that's that important, you know? But then I got something from court about a notion for trial, and which I figured we were going to. And I thought maybe, you know, his email was 2 days prior. Maybe it's something important. I'll check it out. So I go to open the email, and it says that his insurance is changing, and he has to have the insurance for our son as well through his job per the court order, the child support court order.
Oh, so he's still carrying his son's, which is good. But you won't let him see him. But his insurance is good enough, though, right? Right? You're a fucking fine mom, aren't you? You're just, I hope you lose. I hope you go to court, and I hope you get your ass handed to you in there. I hope. I pray for it. I pray for this poor guy. I really do.
So, you know, he's like, it's very important, you know, text me or call me. I lost your number with that. That's a crap too, but he says, you know, basically get in contact with me. First of all, he could have left that insurance card when he left the court paperwork on my door. If he doesn't have it, he can always send me a picture of it. He knows he can do that. So I just thought it was funny. So I ended up actually emailing back, and I said, thank you for letting me know. Send it to my address, and then send me a picture in the meantime. Simple request. Of course, he's not going to do it, but I wanted to show that, you know, I was doing what I could do as a parent for my son, and I didn't want anything held against me in court.
Doing the minimum to get what you needed from him without letting him see his own child. You're terrible. You're a terrible person. I have no qualms telling you this, and I have no problem when I'm going to post in this video.
Email says, literally, no greeting, no nothing. This is what it says. Can I see him? ... Don't you think it's only fair? I couldn't believe that he was going to use his medical insurance card, our son's medical insurance card, to hold over my head.
He's not. He's showing you I'm paying the kid's insurance. You fucking narcissistic bitch. Oh, you are fucking... You are everything that's wrong with the family court system. You are everything. You are everything wrong.
In order to manipulate me into seeing him. You know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy.
Manipulate you? You shouldn't need to be manipulated for him to see his own child. You've given me no real reason why he can't see his child. Other than you didn't want to bend to his work schedule. But you wanted his fucking money and his insurance.
Almost like I should believe it, you know? But it's just like the level that these people will go to is just so nasty. You know, it's like, you're not hurting me. You're hurting your son. And at the end of the day,
you're hurting your son.
He's still going to see his...
You're hurting your son. There's only one person hurting their son, and it's you. And I'll tell you this. If he's saying there was something you did during your pregnancy that hurt your son, I'm willing to say maybe. Because you're that irresponsible and you're that selfish and that self-centered. And you'll see that in the comments as well when you're getting lit up in there. And I know my people, you will get lit up in there.
Doctor, I'm gonna make sure he has what he needs, whether you want to cooperate or not. You're not gonna manipulate me into speaking with you before it's time. So, of course, I never responded to that email. It was just like I had already told him what he needed to do. He knows as a 40-year-old man what he needs to do. And he thinks that I'm just going to be the same stupid doormat that I used to be for the few months that we dated. Thank God it was only a few months, and then I wisened up. But
thank God for him.
I started doing more research and narcissism and all this
Right,
stuff.
right. No, you're one of these people that trolls narcissism channels to learn how to use it to your advantage. Facts.
This has really helped me this year to go no contact with him, even though there was a couple bumps in the road. But for the most part, I've been no contact, and it's been absolutely amazing. I'm not looking forward to the next 17 years, but I feel like I've got at least a couple more tools in my bag as far as like how to deal with it. And I'm not, it's not like I'm 100% confident, but I'm just going to have to learn. If you have any advice for me about, co-parenting and all of that kind of stuff, please let me know. And the other question I wanted to ask you was, even after that, he's continued to email me, which I'm not opening, but I could just see like the first line of the email, like, aren't we going to talk before court? Or, something about wanting me to make my, something about, don't you think you'll look better if you let me see him before we go to court? Like, he wants to get his hands on us so bad before court.
He wants to see his fucking kid!
He's definitely lied about a few things.
Holy
he's already
shit.
asked for child support to be reduced, and he's only started paying like maybe 9 months ago. Literally. It's ridiculous. So like there's things he's lied about, and he has no basis to ask for something like that, except that, he lied and said he spent all this money in out-of-pocket medical expenses when this man hasn't spent a dime out-of-pocket medical expenses.
I don't believe a word you said.
All that money.
I don't believe
and he's actually supposed to spend responsible for 67% of the out-of-pocket, but he hasn't come out of his pocket at all because I can't get a dime out of this man.
You can't. You got his insurance, right? What are you talking about out of pocket? He's got insurance. You're the worst. You're just the worst.
So it's not only a lie, it's absolutely like ridiculous that he would even claim that when I have the receipts of everything I've spent, So I don't know. I'm curious to see your opinion. Like, we're so close to going to the mediator and sitting down and getting visitation figured out finally.
I think you're gonna have.
And I'm just curious on why you think he wants to talk with me so badly or see us so badly. Let me know what you think, Ellie. Thanks.
He wants to see his child. I think you're going to be in for a very rude awakening when you go see that mediator. A very rude awakening, which I think is probably going to make you even double down harder with the alienation. Because we know mediators aren't binding. I had 3 mediator fucking agreements that got just, fuck it, when it was time to get signed. You are going to string this dude along for as long as you can, because you can. You want his money, and that's it. You are the textbook definition of parental alienation. But I thank you for your contribution and your half-assed attempt to draw me into being a flying monkey. Chantel. I do appreciate it. I hope you grow up for your child's sake. Because you're selfish. You're the narcissist. This is what parental alienation looks like. This is how men get alienated from their children. Women like her. Ta-da! Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comments section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, a narcissist you'd like to expose, you'd like to set up Skype, a phone call, have a private video made, or a Facebook live chat, or you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general to help it survive and keep growing. Because this channel is supported 100%. on contributions from all of you. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more of it, you know what to do with the PayPal and email links in the description box. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. Hang in there, all you alienated dads and even some of you moms. This is Ollie Matthews. This has been the Narcissistic Resistance. Take care.